Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Community Focus here on Channel 6 TV. I'm Kenny Fogle, your host. Glad you could be with us. We're counting down to November 6th, Tuesday, November 6th. That's the day you get to go out and have your patriotic duty. We do say that is a duty. It's a right and a duty as well, but we really hope you do show up on Election Day and vote for the person of your choice. And our job here at Channel 6 is one thing, and that's to introduce you to the candidates that are running for office, and secondly, to talk about the issues and things that are going on, so you'll be more informed when you go into the polls. So we got with us today Mr. Ramon Pineroa. Raymond, running for Nelson County Sheriff. So appreciate it.
Kenny, how are you?
Oh, doing great. I know you're a busy man when you're not sheriffing, or you out there campaigning. So you ever get any sleep?
A little bit, a few hours here and there when we can get them in.
So you've been with the Sheriff's Department a few years now.
Going on 13. January
13.
will be 13 years.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about Ramon Pineroa. A little bit about what do people don't know about you?
Ramon Pineroa grew up in South Florida. Graduated high school, and right out of high school I joined the military. I joined the Army, where I spent nearly 9 years as a cavalry scout. And during those 9 years, I met my lovely wife, Tanya Downs Pineroa, from Bardstown, where we raised our 3 kids, Gabby, Savannah, and Riley, here in Nelson County. So
basically, coming to Nelson County, I mean, it's home. I mean, it's been home for quite some time.
23 plus years.
And what did attract you to law enforcement?
I had an uncle down in South Florida in the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, and I looked up to him, and always seeing the ins and outs of law enforcement attracted me to it after my military career, and just kept putting in, kept being persistent until I got hired with the Nelson County Sheriff's Office under Sheriff Newton.
It's a tough job sometimes. I mean, there's some days, I guess, well, there was what they always say is days and days of boredom interrupted by sheer terror.
Well, the good thing about law enforcement, every day is never the same.
Yeah.
It's not like a factory work or different jobs. You know, we have different aspects that we do, traffic control, and it's a very interesting job.
Yeah. So one of the things about being in the sheriff's office is you get to see things that the majority of us don't see, and that's a good thing because a lot of people don't want to see to be around the criminal element. But I guess the question sort of bearing on most people's mind right now is obviously the big pictures, you know, the murders we've had and some of the other drug issues. But the question I guess I have of you is you're inside there. And I know you get a bad rap in a way because somebody said, well, you're not doing anything or you're not, but you probably are. We just don't know about it and you can't tell us. I mean, I guess that's the part I'm curious about.
But you'd be surprised of the element of how many people support us and give us the attaboy and the incentive to keep going. You're absolutely right. Day in and day out, there's the negativity towards law enforcement. There's the killings towards law enforcement and the different aspects that bring negativity into law enforcement. A lot of people don't know and don't understand the aspects of law enforcement to create an element into a charge that you can charge a person with, and they always ask, why didn't they get charged with this? Why didn't they get charged with that? And it's because it does not meet the criteria, the element of that charge.
Well, that's exactly what I'm trying. I guess is you got a disadvantage right now in a way because you're inside the system. Like I can say, Raymond, you're all not doing anything. You're all, but you know you are, but you just can't tell me. I mean, there's things that you're doing, things that you know. Like I can say, I know who did it. Why don't y'all go arrest that guy?
And we have a suspect. We have those things, but we cannot put out just like everybody wants. I don't know if you remember back, probably decades, Malignado's case with Brenda Schaefer. He killed Brenda. That was my father-in-law's first cousin, Brenda was. And so everybody rushed into charging him, and he beat the murder charge. Later on, they find all this evidence, and then you can't charge him.
Yeah.
So it's not always good to rush and create an arrest on a case, especially a high-profile case. You want to create your evidence, make it where it's going to be a solid case.
Yeah.
And then those things will happen, and eventually I think that will happen here.
Well, I'm hoping so. I mean, like I said, things eventually work out on their own. Now, 13 years in the office, at some point, you decided, I want to do that job. I want to be the sheriff. So what motivated you to decide you want to run for this?
A lot of people asked, you know, ins and outs, are you going to run, are you going to run? And made my choice very easy. And it was the right timing. I had told the former sheriff, Ed Manningley, that I would not run against him as long as he was running.
Yeah.
Well, when he came to me and said that he was not going to run anymore, made the choice even easier to file papers and run. So that being said, it just, everything was happening in the right direction for us. I have a lot of support within the sheriff's office. Even my opponent.
I saw that on Facebook the other day.
Came out, and that's huge for our campaign. Yeah. We're joining forces, and like I said, we're same ideas, different ways to skin a cat, and you know we're going to make things happen.
Are you able to turn this off at nights, like when you get home and you know there's a case that's just really bearing on you? And is it hard to get to sleep at night?
It's very hard. Just in a ongoing case, it was like boom, boom, we had to go. I had worked probably 13, 14 hours, and then we were up for another 6 or 8, and it was just go, 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 and the adrenaline kicks in, and it's, you know, try to get the bad guy or try to get the evidence that we need.
So what do you see as your mission as sheriff? When you get to be sheriff, what's it going to look like?
I have a few plans that I like to do. Primarily, right now we're in a split schedule, 2 teams. I want to unify the department, make it into one team, and put more guys on the road, benefit the citizens of Nelson County. The comment is, what took you so long to get here? Well, we're on other calls and priority calls, so putting a couple bodies more on the road, just by management of your personnel, will be beneficial to Nelson County. The other would be to add a narcotics detective, which that's been in the works for months under my plan. And
is this a matter of getting more money from somewhere, or just shifting money that you already got?
Under my administration, it would be same money. I wouldn't be asking fiscal court for money or me creating another position to do this. I'm a smart guy, and I'm going to tell you the truth. If I can go to fiscal court and ask for a couple more bodies, I will. But with time, we want to do what's with budgetary-wise, what's right for the sheriff's office, and go from there.
So what do you see as the biggest? I know drugs, everybody talks drugs. As I hear drug cartels, I hear these words thrown around all the time. What is, do we have a serious issue with drugs?
It's a very serious issue, and that's one of the reasons why under me you would have a narcotics detective. Right now we have one, but he works for the Harton Task Force. Yeah. And he's in and out. Sometimes they're working other counties. This guy would individually be working here, hands-on with other deputies with the sheriff's office. And if we attack the street-level drug dealers and mid-level, then we're going to put a ding. We're not going to clean this up. This is, let's be realistic. The drug game's been around for decades, and all we can do is put a ding on it, send them to prison where they don't do this again. It's going to be an accountability. If you're doing the crime, you're going to do the time.
You know, an Oxygen TV show just had a thing about Bardstown, a 6-part series about some of the murders, and actually I don't think they come up with anything much more than what you already had. But it was a dramatic show, but does that help or hurt?
It hurts a little bit. I think a lot of that is they were putting what they thought was being out there. And they even said it on there that we weren't talking to them. Well, I don't think it's beneficial for the agency that's working a case to go out here and blur what we've done, or gonna do, because then the suspect or the parties involved are gonna have a heads up on where we're at in the case. With that being said, just a little bit of here and there what they did, to me it was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, well, it's television, so and obviously you watch CSI and all those others, and they wrap everything up in an hour.
Well, that's a good point that you bring. You know, they bring and expect us to do a crime scene in 30 minutes, and it don't work like that. They get a taste of the backlog of what things are going on, and how long it really takes to get evidence back. A while back, I worked a burglary. I think it was back in 2015 or 14, and last year we got a hit on a person, an individual. Matter of fact, the kid was 16 at the time. It took 2 years for him to get in the system and get fingerprinted in the jail. And that's how we ended up with a match and ended up charging.
Yeah, if they're not in the system, you don't have anything really to go on.
And that's the difficult part is until somebody's in a system, you're not going to get a match.
Now the lab, is there only one lab in Kentucky? I mean, so because everybody talks about.
I believe there's 2 labs.
2 labs.
There's one in Louisville, one in Frankfurt, and I believe that there's one closer to the Western Corridor. So possibly 3. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I know that's an issue because everybody talks, as you said, you know, then you don't take it into the lab and it's instantly.
And the people get upset that they don't get the quick return of evidence. But you know, there's backlogs under Andy Brashear. They did the sex kids, and there was no more backlog on those. So hopefully it's moving in the right direction where they're going to start getting things at a quicker pace. Okay.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, there's no 2 days that are alike. One day might be drugs, might be domestic violence, it might be, I mean, there's so many things that you don't know when you walk into work that day exactly what you're going to get yourself into.
I don't think a whole lot of people know what goes on at the sheriff's office, and I would encourage them to go through the Citizens Academy.
I did the ride-along. That was an eye-opener to me.
It is. You know, we respond to injury accidents, and it's at a higher speed than some would. But we have to get there. We have to make sure that we get there. So we got to do it in a safe manner that, you know, we are able to help those in need. Yeah,
I know the guy I was riding with, he kept saying, every time I get behind somebody, they want to drive the speed limit, and I can't get anywhere.
Sometimes people don't even pay attention to the blue light. So.
Yeah. Well, again, you know, the Nelson County Sheriff, that's coming up here November 6th. Is there anything in particular? I know you've been out knocking doors, putting up signs, and doing everything you can. Got a pretty good, large family group behind helping you?
I do. I'm blessed. My father-in-law is Herbie Downs, and my mother-in-law is Janie Downs. Herbie's from the Greenbrier area, and it's amazing to have a support like that. Matter of fact, I'm sitting here doing this interview, and they're out there knocking on doors for me. It's a big support group that I have, to include guys from the sheriff's office. You know, you can sit here and we can talk about integrity of the sheriff's office and the corruption, but those type of people that do that are the ones that are hiding behind a fake profile, or behind screen names that are not the real people. And those people create a turmoil within the citizens that support and care about the sheriff's office, and I think it's wrong.
Okay, well, is there any last words we need to tell the voters before Election Day?
Thank you for having me, and I respectfully ask for your vote on November 6th for Nelson County Sheriff. Vote Raymond Pineroa.
All right, Raymond Pineroa, running for Nelson County Sheriff, Tuesday, November 6th. That's your day. Raymond, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You get back out and knock on the door to give the family a break or a little bit.
Yes, sir. I'm going to get back at it.
Stick around. A lot more to come here on Community Focus, Channel 6 TV. And again, we'll remind you, November 6th is Election Day. We'll remind you that over and over and over, because it's so important that you show up and vote. And I know when Raymond and anybody gets out and spends the money you're spending and puts in the hard work, you'd like to at least people think, at at least knowledge to show up to vote. At least do that. Come on, give us a break and do your part. So stick around. A lot more to come here on Community Focus. Channel 6 TV. We'll be back right after these messages.